So Mark is a CrossFit gym owner. He has been a CrossFit gym owner for 11 years now, right, Mark?
10.
10 years, okay. And so you've been a student of mine. When did you do the program? A year ago?
Year and a half
ago? Yeah, okay. And so you love the program so much, you got such a great results that you actually asked me to actually become a mentor here at Max Arthur Gym. So now you're actually one of the mentors at Max Arthur Gym. All right, so today we wanted to speak about branding, right? Because we did a group call, when was it, 10 days ago, right, with our clients. And you just explained how you're taking advantage of you reopening your gym to actually work on the things that you've always wanted to work on, like rebranding. It's not the only thing, right? You did like 4 or 5 main changes, right, I would say. And rebranding was one of them. And well, during this weekend, there was a lot of activity on Twitter, right? With a tweet from Greg Glassman, right, the CEO of CrossFit. And so since then, more than 100 CrossFit gyms disaffiliated from CrossFit. You're considering it too, right? You didn't do it yet. What do you get actually when you pay the 3,000 USD a year to CrossFit HQ? What do you actually get from that?
Well, one thing I have benefited from time to time is randomly I'll get people who are like, oh yeah, I looked you up on the map, the CrossFit affiliate providers map, and your dot was the one that was closest nearby me. And I was like, I didn't have them very often, but okay, cool, I'll take it. So I get a number every now and again out of it. You get to, do the competitions and be part of the whole CrossFit thing. I think the biggest reason why most people do it's like for the open and stuff, but I try not to focus too much on Solar CrossFit. In fact, we've changed our name recently to Solar Health.
So basically, yeah, you don't get a lot out of the 3,000 USD that you pay each and every year, except being listed on CrossFit.com as a CrossFit affiliate and being able to, compete. But that's it, right? It's not like they're already helping you business-wise. It's not like you get a lot of marketing or branding. Pretty recently, they actually closed all of their Instagram accounts, their Facebook page. They shut down everything, right? So before you could say, they are working on the CrossFit branding, but actually not that well. And maybe, since they were so focused on the CrossFit Games and not so much about CrossFit Health, actually the branding that they were doing before was maybe actually probably hurting you business-wise, because now CrossFit was all about the games and it was too elite. And it was about all those complicated gymnastic movements and those heavy weights and those Olympic weightlifting movements, right? While actually CrossFit could also be for Sally Smith and John Doe, who didn't work out and didn't do anything in terms of fitness in the last 10 years. CrossFit can also be for Sally Smith and John Doe, right?
No, yeah. So here's the thing with that is like you ask what you get with CrossFit. You get some recognition, you get some brand awareness. You also get a whole bunch of intimidation factor that's going to affect every single person who walks in your gym negatively. But like you take the name CrossFit off your program, you just call it Solar Health or Solar Fitness or whatever. For me, it's like, oh wow, okay, cool. So what do you guys do there? Well, we help people get really fit. You want to see some of my people? Oh wow, you have those kind of transformations. That's amazing. But if you just are in the CrossFit realm, it's like, oh yeah, that's what CrossFit does to a person's body, huh? Oh man, I don't think I can handle that. And you're looking at a person who, like, if you didn't know they did CrossFit, you would think to yourself, wow, they look amazing. But because you know that they do CrossFit, you're like, oh man, I don't know. Like,
it becomes intimidating. Yeah.
And we think to ourselves, we just assume that everybody who's in CrossFit just knows that it's great, and they know that it's scalable, and they know that it's something that can work well to the general public. But we forget that there's a lot of people out there who would be really incredible prospective clients if we would just get rid of that intensity name and do something that has the approach of I care about you and I want to help you, instead of the approach of like, we're really intense. Now, whether CrossFit means to do that or not, I mean, we all know that CrossFit, we try and show, hey, we care about people. We want the best for everybody. We want to scale things and do all this different stuff. But like, it's almost kind of like fighting with one arm and just being like, yo, check it out. I got a really good arm here. It's like, all right, cool. But wouldn't it be great if you just had two arms? So sometimes, although I love CrossFit and I'm affiliated, but that's not what I promote. what I promote is Solar Health, which is our new name. We do health coaching, we do nutrition coaching, we do personal training, we do private group training, and then we do our larger group training, which is our CrossFit stuff. I do 5 things here, man. One of them
and accountability tracking and mindset coaching and so many other things than just CrossFit, right?
Only one of the things that we do is CrossFit anyways. And so when I realized that I was fighting with one arm and I'd like to have both arms in the fight, I decided, well, maybe it's better that I go ahead and just have my name promote what we are here. We're a program that promotes health, and we want people to be healthier. And I know that fitness is involved in health. I know that nutrition is involved in health. And I'm not going to stop until I find exactly what's involved in health to be able to help people get where they need to go. And what I found was that CrossFit by its name alone could potentially form as a restriction to keep people from being able to find their healthiest version of themselves. And so for me, I just decided I was going to change my name and keep my affiliation. I just kept my affiliation just under the table. I guess I just don't I didn't tell everybody go get rid of all your Solar CrossFit shirts. I just said, I've got a new name that we're promoting, and it's Solar Health, the home of Solar CrossFit, Solar online health coaching, Solar nutrition coaching, like all these other things. It's just one of the things we have. So I didn't feel a need to get rid of it. I got people who go to the high level ranking competitions, and so it's nice to have the affiliations for that. So I hadn't really thought anything about it. I already made these changes, and so now I look at this and everybody's like, "Oh, I'm de-affiliating," and I'm like, well, you probably should have just had your own brand all along, dude, you know?
Yeah. We all agreed that, Greg Glassman comment was, he was really showing a lack of emotional intelligence that was insensitive, tone deaf comments. We all agree with that. But also, he did change the world of fitness all over the world, right? We cannot take that back from him, right? He really changed, the fitness world, right?
The entire landscape of fitness has completely flipped on its head because of this guy.
Yeah.
We can't just devaluate everything he's done just because he made one comment. I mean, we can disagree with him all day long, but at the end of the day, for me, I'm like, 10 years ago, this guy completely blew my mind with his knowledge and ability to make sense of the way that the body moves. So I'm not going to just be like bounce right away. I want to hear what he has to say. Maybe there's more here, because you're right. He did completely revolutionize the entire fitness industry. Global gyms worldwide look different because of him.
So then, you can be your own judge, right? You want to de-affiliate, then do it. Great. You want to keep being an affiliate because you love the CrossFit methodology, because it's like the best programming on earth to get people results, then, stay with CrossFit. Maybe, Greg Glassman is going to resign as a CEO, and it's good. It's all good. We cannot agree with Greg Glassman's value, but we can keep supporting CrossFit HQ, right? Without Greg Glassman, right? That being said, being an affiliate or not, you should take care of your own branding and your own marketing, right? This is your responsibility as a CrossFit gym owner, as a gym owner, to take care of your own branding and your own marketing, right? Because you cannot rely on CrossFit HQ to do that for you, right? When they were doing it, they were not doing it that well because they were really focused on the games, and now they don't really do it. And now, we have those kind of comments from their CEO that are not so great. So you cannot rely on CrossFit HQ to do great branding for you, so that they bring like a new clients at your gym. You have to take control over your own branding and your own marketing, right, Mark?
Yeah, that's a really good point you just made, or like something you said just stimulated like something in my thoughts. So like even when CrossFit did like, what was it, 2014 and then 2015 and 2016. 2015 was like the peak of it. That was like the peak of CrossFit's, little thing. 2017 was the first year that more affiliates went under than opened. So it was progressive for a long time. More gyms were opening and basically no gyms were closing. It was just continually upward climb, right? And then in 2016, it kind of reached 2015, it reached its peak. 2016, it kind of leveled out. And then 2017, more gyms closed than open, right? So, but here's what's interesting. Even at the peak of what CrossFit did do for you as far as marketing and far as like bringing brand recognition and reputation and all this different stuff, they did a bad job of it. And what I mean by that is they brought you the wrong clients most commonly, because a lot of their marketing was CrossFit Games and people like you, Remy, who were like already studs, and they didn't really do us justice in bringing us the people we needed, who were people who needed a transformation. We had to go figure out how to make our transformational approach to life and approach to fitness. We had to go work to make that known to people, because CrossFit was bringing us an avatar which was not the avatar that we wanted to pursue, because that avatar was not going to be a financially profitable long-term solution to the health and fitness business. So even when CrossFit did do their marketing really, really well, or really, really, I guess, a lot, you'd say, when their volume on marketing was out there and the name was growing recognition, even then they didn't really bring you the kind of clients that you needed, and they sure as heck didn't do it in mass that would be fruitful enough to be able to be like, okay, well that's the quantity that I need, I'm good. You know, like, even when they did it, it wasn't going to be sufficient. You still had to have your own branding.
So Mark, you did my program a year and a half ago. What did you learn at the time? You know, I was coaching you on that, on how to, you know, rebrand yourself. You actually just changed the name of your gym, right? From Solar CrossFit to Solar Health. But what did you learn at the time, you know, in terms of branding and marketing? What changed? What changed with your communication?
Well, before it was kind of more of like, it's hard to explain, but I guess what I would say then is the biggest thing that I learned from the program, as far as like, and from you specifically, is that you don't advertise to people. I don't know if gym owners are watching or just other people are watching us right now, but if you're a gym owner, if you just talk about how cool your gym is and how great your community is, stuff like that, it doesn't really hit with people. It doesn't really resonate with anyone as they hear that. They're like, okay, cool, your community is great. I'm glad to hear that, you know, like.
Yeah, because if you said that, actually all CrossFit gyms are saying that the community is great and that, you know, we are having fun. Like, everybody is saying that, right?
Like,
and so here it's just you telling facts, but you're not demonstrating it, right?
Right. And so what you showed me, or you taught me, was that you need to put the value that your business has to offer to people on display. Don't just talk about how cool it is. Put that value in visible display to people. Show transformation. Show the kind of transformations that people have here, so that people actually can resonate with what you're saying and be like, oh, wow, okay. So that's the kind of thing I can expect to see happen there. Well, that's something that I want, so maybe I should go there and get it.
Yeah.
You know what
And
I mean?
so when we speak about transformation here, it's not only the body transformation. Oh, I lost 20 pounds. It's also the life transformation that they got from that body transformation. Because actually losing 20 pounds, it's not just about the 20 pounds. It's about, you know, getting their energy back and getting their confidence back. And maybe, you know, that client was not intimate with her husband for a year now, and now that she got the intimacy back, now, you know, her relationship with her husband is going much better.
Yeah.
And also now she can run with her grandkids. That's what it means, right? We need to speak about the life transformations.
Yeah, it's so important to make sure that at all times you're promoting what you can do for a person, rather than just and like what people have seen happen with you, rather than just like, you know, hey, here's this cool thing I have. You know, check out this thing I have. It's so cool. You know, for me, whenever I switched to that concept where I finally understood, you know, that it's important to show the fun, the transformation, the experience that a person has here, that was when I was like, okay, the results, you know, like what can a person come to your place and actually expect to attain? That was when my marketing shifted and I actually started making it happen, you know?
And then also, it was also about providing other services that are going to help them with their body and life transformation, meaning nutrition, accountability tracking, mindset coaching, and all the other things that they actually need to get the body transformation and the life transformation, right?
Yeah. So we do health coaching here, which is basically It's nutrition coaching and mindset kind of all in one. We do nutrition by itself, but we did nutrition by itself, but we basically found that rarely do you get somebody who just wants to know things about nutrition. Typically, if a person's overweight, there's a reason for it, you know? And so usually we got to make sure that the reason why they're overweight is tackled first, so that we can then figure out how to help them get where they need to go. You know, you can't just be like, well, here, eat this stuff. Like, first, let's fix your mindset on it, on what you think about that stuff. Like, I have a close friend who's like, oh, I don't want to eat that stuff. It's not yummy. And I'm like, you just told me you want abs. Like we got to learn how to make sure perspective is maintained. And so for her, there's all these mental obstacles she has to overcome with regards to food. It's like, okay, we have to address those things first before I can tell you, hey, eat this or don't eat that. Because otherwise you're just not going to listen to me, you know? And if you're not going to listen to me, we're not going to get anywhere here. And you're just going to beat yourself up in the gym. You're going to go in there and work your butt off and get frustrated. And this is another thing, is like, as far as branding is concerned, like, you're going to get frustrated because you're trying really hard to do this thing. You're working really hard. But if you're not following up with it with like the other lifestyle habits that are required to be able to see those results happen, then, you know, you're going to be frivolously pursuing something and not getting a result, and believing in yourself less and less and less every moment, and getting frustrated.
So basically, it's about providing more one-on-one intimacy so that you can help them change their habits, right? It's about providing more one-on-one intimacy. So it's not just about changing the name from Solar CrossFit to Solar Health. It's also about your delivery, right?
Yeah.
And really become actually not just a CrossFit gym, but I would say a body transformation center, right? Where you happen to do CrossFit because CrossFit is the best programming, the best methodology to get people results, right? But that's not what defines you. That's one of the things that you do, but also you help with accountability tracking, mindset coaching. That's not what defines you. You also do nutrition coaching, accountability tracking, all those other things to help them get the results that they are after, right?
Mark, yeah. No, you're good. Sorry. Yeah, absolutely. It's like I say, for me, as soon as we switched to the approach of like pursuing health, it just kind of became universally understood by my clients that what our goal was. Our goal was not to, hey Larry, our goal is not to just make people the biggest, baddest CrossFitters. The goal is to make people healthy, and that's what we have to do. And so when I switched the name to health, everybody just kind of got it, and they just kind of just, it just made sense, you know?
And actually, you got some interest, right? You actually got new people coming in just because you did that rebranding. You attracted leads and prospects and clients by doing that rebranding, right?
Yeah. I got a lot more people. I got a lot different people than I would have had before. I got people who were coming to me now and they're like, hey, I need to lose 30 pounds. And I saw that you can help me with my diet. And so they pay me more money for working on their diet with them. And they don't even come to the gym. And they're like, let me lose 30 pounds and then I'll start working out. And now I'm like, okay, rather than me going and seeking these people out, they come to me asking me for nutrition help. We help them lose 30 pounds in 2 months because they shift their mindset. And the fact of the matter is they're itching to get to come into the gym. They want to come into the gym, but they know that what they have to do is learn how to be healthy. And so they're changing their perspective. Sometimes I'm getting folks who are like, hey, you know what? I know that in order for me to be able to be healthy, I'm going to need to do diet too. So I'm curious about the gym, but could I do both, the diet stuff and the gym? And I'm like, okay, pull my leg, I guess, or pull my arm or whatever you say. I guess you can do both, you know? And then you have this, you know, $400 a month client who just wants to freaking have an amazing transformation. And then boom, they do.
Yeah. Because you know, the more services, I mean, results focused services you can provide, the more you'll be able to charge. And now it's possible to have memberships at $400, $500 a month, right? When you have those kind of premium memberships, right?
Yeah, and I do them. I mean, everybody does this differently, I guess, but I personally do them separate. So I do the gym at one rate, and then I do the nutrition stuff at another rate. Because for me, when it comes to sales and stuff, I get my panties in a wad for some reason about
about trying to combine everything and be like, I'm going to sell you this $400 a month membership. I don't know. My sales with that has been weird with that. I think it's more just me. So instead, I just go down the line of what the person needs, and I just sell them the things they need. You know, it's like, hey, well, what you need is you are going to need to work out. So here's what that costs. Oh, by the way, you also are going to need to change your diet, and we have a program for that too. So basically, we just leave it in their hands. It's like, you know that we have all these things. You've told me that these are things you want. Which of them do you want to do? And we've gotten their mindset prioritized based on, like, you know, what their needs are, as opposed to just what they think is cool, which was really hard to do back in the CrossFit days. Then it's really smooth sailing. They'll pick the right thing, and they'll sign up for usually both. Or a lot of times they'll sign up for the health coaching thing first and then go into a gym afterwards. But what I was saying a minute ago is, like, before, when we were just a CrossFit gym, it was really hard to get people to think about health and think about nutrition and think about that kind of stuff, because what folks were more excited about was being Rich Froning and just like having his life or whatever. I'm like, dude, you just never are going to. It's just not going to happen. It's like, well, I want to go to the games. I'm like, that's not that everybody had that mentality, but like, if you follow the CrossFit marketing system, it's a lot more, hey, let's do CrossFit because the workouts are hardcore and they're great and stuff. And don't get me wrong, I agree. But what I want people to know is that I'm not here to make you Rich Froning. I'm here to make you your best. And that might not look anything like Rich Froning because you sit at a desk all day, you know? So it's just going to be its own thing. So what you have to do is you have to focus on what the client's immediate needs are, and their immediate needs are to be healthy. And so why should we divert the point from that, you know?
So what's good is that when you have those kind of services, you can charge more, and now 400, 500 a month. At the end of the day, that's what some of your clients are paying you, Mark, right? And what's good is that now you can over-deliver, right? So that you really give them all the tools and all the mindset that they need, the mindset coaching that they need to actually get the results. But also, just because they have more skin in the game, they're gonna follow through and they will get the results. So going more premium is all good, right? And actually, if we go back to the foundations, you know, of CrossFit, do you remember this CrossFit pyramid? I'm gonna share my screen here.
Yeah.
All right. Nutrition is like the basis of the pyramid, right? But the truth is that, you know, usually CrossFit gym owners, they charge between 100 to maybe 150 a month, right, for a CrossFit membership. And the truth is that if you only charge that much, you can't really do a great job at coaching them with their nutrition or accountability tracking or mindset coaching, right? It's just not enough money for them to for you to coach them on that, right? Do you agree?
I'm just gonna say on that, like, every CrossFit gym owner out there is gonna be like, no, I can do it, but you can't. You just can't.
Not with the level of intimacy that they need. Sure, you can give them a meal plan, you send them a PDF, and that's it. And then you're like, okay, I do a nutrition coaching.
Where are you?
That's not what we mean by nutrition coaching.
If
right?
you want abs like that, you gotta go big, you know?
Go big or go home.
Go big or go home.
Right? Some CrossFit
no, for real.
Say that they help with CrossFit, but they just provide a PDF and that's it, right? That's not what we mean. We
different.
What we're speaking about here is like really providing the intimacy, the one-on-one coaching that they need, right?
Yeah, it's much more elaborate than just, hey, here's this and run on with that.
So basically, rebranding, what does that mean? It means, well, working on your delivery, right? And not just provide CrossFit, but also, you know, nutrition coaching, mindset coaching, accountability tracking, all those things, and learn how to communicate differently, right? It's not just about changing your name. It's not just about changing your name from you just did from Solar CrossFit to Solar Health. It's not just that. It's also the delivery and the way that you communicate. Remember a year and a half ago, right, Mark, when you were a new student at Mike's Arthur Gym, you were recording marketing materials, right, videos, where you were asking your members, hey, how did CrossFit change your life? And then I was like, hey, Mark, let's reframe this question here. And let's just say how Solar CrossFit changed your life. Right?
Yeah.
Because it's not just CrossFit that changed their lives. It's the way it's done at your gym with your coaches, with your nutritionist, with, you know, all the things that you put in place to get them the results. Because at another CrossFit gym, they probably maybe wouldn't have the results. Maybe they would have get the same results, but maybe not. It's the way it was done at your box, right?
Yeah, that was kind of a game changer when I realized it was not about promoting CrossFit, because CrossFit's already its own thing. It was about, hey, let me promote me. Because you got to figure too, like I got competitors, you know. I live in a small town, but there are other CrossFit gyms close nearby. Like there's one like a mile down the road, if even, maybe a mile and a half max. And he came in, he wants market share. Like, that's fine. I'm not going to promote CrossFit together with him. I'm going to promote me and what I can do for a person. And I'm going to promote Liz, my little, you know, my team. You know, y'all just saw Liz is going to go with the abs.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm going to promote me, my team, my effective transformation style. And, like, CrossFit can just be part of what they see on the board whenever they come in.
Exactly. Yeah. Anything else you'd like to add, Mark, on this?
Man, my biggest thing with this whole, just starting from the kind of chronicling our experience here, along from the George Floyd to Greg Glassman and then to branding and all this different stuff. So as CrossFit gym owners or small boutique gym owners, we are probably in what we do because we love it and we love fitness and we love health. So as many of y'all may know, or if you don't know, my job here at Max Out, I'm one of the consultants here at Max Out, and my job is to help people to be able to be not just a person who loves fitness and loves pursuing it, but also a person who's profitable in doing so. And those things are not always the same. I know that in my life at one point in time, for a long time, those two things were not the same. I didn't just love fitness and then also make a living out of it. I loved fitness and made a dying out of it for a while. You know, now I do make a living out of it, a very good one. But when it comes to fitness in our businesses, it's not enough to just love fitness. You have to be a savvy business person in order to, especially in this game, because this game is cutthroat. The fitness industry, anybody can just cancel their membership and just start running and doing push-ups and be like, look, I'm getting great results. Or like do Beachbody for like $20 a month or whatever. Like it's a tricky game you're playing here. So my point with what I'm saying is your branding always has been important. And if for some reason you didn't see it as important before, you missed out, because it's always been important. And so now it's going to seem like I'm running from this situation going to the solar health thing, but like, just because the timing's unfortunate of it, you know?
Yeah, actually, you did it 2 or 3 weeks ago already, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, it was before, that comment from Greg Glassman, yeah.
Yeah, so I was already doing that. I already was in the process of it, and now for me, it's gonna look like I'm running from it, whatever. But I don't know how I'm gonna navigate that exactly. But my point is that branding is something that for 3 years now I've been wanting to ditch the name CrossFit. But I didn't want to de-affiliate. So I finally was just like, okay, well, I'll just do Solar Health, keep my affiliation for competitions and stuff. And then, and then I'll promote myself the way that I need to. My point is that branding has always been important, guys. And branding is who you attract. You got to define what your avatar looks like and who you want to be having come into your gym, because there's a sea of people out there and everybody thinks that there's not anybody out there who's going to watch your gym or whatever. That just means you haven't defined your audience well enough to be able to know how to find them, right? Which Remy can teach you how to do and whatnot. But the fact of the matter is there are plenty of people out there who want to be healthy, right? Everybody wants to be healthy. Right? You just got to define your audience to figure out who you want to have in there. And that starts with first defining who you are and what you can bring to the table to a person. So branding has always been important for people. And so this Floyd-19 thing, COVID-19, you know, all this crap with Greg Glassman, to me, yes, it's frustrating and I'm not going to speak too much about it. But what I will say is that, like, if you guys hadn't already thought about your branding, well, first of all, you're a little late to the game. You should have sooner been aware of promoting health and promoting the things that you love and not just promoting CrossFit by itself. Even if you think CrossFit does all that stuff, still you got to have your own identity within that and just let that be a feature of what you bring to the table, right? And so if you didn't realize that before, if there's anything I could say is please wake up and realize that that's the case now, is that you have to be able to help people be healthy in order to stay in business in the fitness industry. And that's what you guys are here for, is because you love the fitness industry. You love fitness. You don't just like working out. If that was the case, buy a bunch of stuff and put it in your gym, in your garage, you know, but you love caring about people and helping them, which means you need to have a structure that allows you to do so. I don't really know where to go from there, but that's my spiel on that, Remy.
Yeah, and that was already what we were talking about a year and a half ago, right? I've always been saying that, you know, like that you should take care of your own branding. You know, micro gym owners who are not CrossFit affiliated, you know, like we have a bunch of gym owners that don't do CrossFit, right? They are like, they have PT studios, right? Or just group fitness studios. It's not CrossFit, it's functional training or just, you know, like PT, right? As a micro gym owner, affiliated or not, you should be in charge of your own branding, your own marketing, right? So if you need help with that, of course, we're here to help. I hope that we've been able to provide a lot of value to you guys today. Thank you so much, Mark, for your insights. Black Lives Matter. Stay strong, be a leader, and we'll chat soon, guys.